All right, y'all, hold on real quick. How do I end this? Because I think I know where I'm at. All right, y'all, real quick. I gotta talk about this because I was in a real shell shock of what I didn't know. I mean, I knew the music was getting bad, but I had no idea the levels that the music has gotten to. So yesterday I was looking up I don't even know how I got on to I was watching that guy Mr. White. He just be exposing like the music industry, how corrupt it is. And so I was listening to the his name is Clifton White or something like that. He's some guy that just basically know everybody's business, I suppose, in the music industry. And basically he be calling out some of the most disgusting things in the music industry. Now, I already knew that the music, some music, not all rap music, because you got some form where people are just, rapping an expression about, what's going on but then you got that other rap where it's basically talking about killer, 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 killer. And if you listen to it so much, all you're going to be doing is killer, 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 killer. But daggone it, he mentioned this guy by the name of King Von or something, and how this guy was a serial killer, pretty much. Like he went around shooting up people and rapping about it. Now, if any one of y'all been following my videos, if you go back way in the day, I used to and I still do rap, but I don't rap I watch what I say out of my mouth. No, I don't perform like I used to, but if I go, in my studio and I want to put something down, a song or something lyrically down, I'm writing about real life things, but positive things. Because when I first got into music, and especially in rap, I was told to write a hit, a hot 16, and a lot of the stuff that I was rapping about, I never did before. And it was one day that God really brought to my attention and said, Mona, which side are you on? And I realized that the lyrics that I was rapping about was rapping about shooting and killing and hurting people. And that is not edifying or glorifying God. That is literally driving people to do just that, shoot and kill and hurt people. Okay. So yesterday when I'm hope I'm pronouncing this guy's name right. He said his name was like a Clifton White or something like that. Excuse me, y'all. My makeup I ain't done today. But his name was like Clifton. I think his name was Clifton White. I don't know. Maybe I'm saying it wrong. But he was talking about this rapper, and this rapper was like they call him like a serial murderer or a serial killer. And I have said this, and a lot of people may talk a lot of smack, but a lot of these guys that go in the neighborhoods and they shoot up the block and they kill the grandmother or the innocent bystander child, and they did a drive-by. A lot of those guys that went in and out of jail for some gun charges, a lot of those guys are serial killers, meaning they have committed the crimes over and over again. That is nothing for them. When it's like they have a drive for death and hurting other people. I saw a video where it was two girls walking, and I think they were in DC. They were walking. One of them was pregnant, and they walked past the car, and then somebody called them to come back, and they came running back and gave the guy a hug. And when they walked off, the one that was standing beside the car took the gun out and shot at these girls, and he ended up killing one of them. But the way he walked away, and all of the guys that was around, not one person reprehended him. Not one person tried to help the girls. They all just stood there. They're used to it. That guy, the way he shot that girl and walked off and put his hoodie on and walked away like ain't nothing happened. He's been doing it before. He's done it before. So the most serial killers, you're not looking at Dahmer. You thinking it's some crazy white boy with some glasses, and don't get it twisted. It don't matter what color you are. Evil is evil. You got a good man and an evil man. Okay. But when I was listening, when Mr. White brought this guy up, and I said, let me see what they talking about. Man, I listened to this dude's lyrics, and I said, God, Lee, and what he was doing was putting in his 16 bars or 8 bars about the murder that he did to another man. And the crazy part about it, it was like a domino effect. Like this one guy, he sits up here and he talking about he gonna murder and kill and shoot up the whole block, and he going blah 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 blah. And then I'm like, and these dudes dancing around this giant like a bun. They remind me of gremlins, man. Gremlins. So, anywho, so this dude rapping about killing this dude, and then he gets popped and killed. And the one who pops and kill him, now you rapping about how you popped and killed him, and then somebody come up and pop and kill him. And you rapping about, yeah, we on this end and y'all in the club. Somebody come through, and I swear it is just so like I was in shock. I think I was up until like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I couldn't believe the stuff that I was seeing. And I'm like, have I been so out of touch that music has come to the point where gangs have literally come up with their own demonic. It was so sad. It literally, my eyes was just watering. Like, I can't believe, especially the black man has come to this, to the point you cannot utter racism. You can't even talk about the Ku Klux Klan the way y'all marking each other out there on the streets. It is so crazy. So Can y'all hear me now? Can you hear me now? That don't make no sense. I don't even know how long y'all couldn't hear me. Was it the whole time y'all couldn't hear me? All I can say is this: is I I had no clue how demonic. I had no clue how demonic the music was until I started to realize. I mean, I saw it like when that guy X died and all that. It's too many rappers that's been dying in this game. Why? It's not like it's if y'all in the military, y'all not even getting honorable deaths. Y'all getting popped by folks in the hood. Like, what are you putting out there? Oh gosh, that was a long taping. Let me run up in here and I'm gonna redo this thing. I'm gonna try to see if I can do a I would much rather do visual because when I tell you the stuff that I saw yesterday, I my eyes was really watering. I was like, you telling me that you got all of these black boys, I don't care black, white, or whatever, they so pressed to get into a gang, put a chain around them, and that's all y'all do is just rap about killing each other. The mere fact that this dude was rapping about getting money and murdering and he died and then he rapped about murdering him and they called him a serial killer because he had so many people underneath his belt for who he killed. And I said this before, a lot of these guys who are in jail for killing, or a lot of in the areas of the unsolved crimes of the drive-by shooting, and nobody seemed to find who killed Kevin up the street. Nobody found who killed David up the street. These guys are serial killers. They are serial killers. A serial killer is someone who does it repeatedly, the same offense on someone. This is the same. He has a serial number. You know how he moves. And like I was saying with the two girls that was in the video, when they were walking, somebody called them to come back, and when the guy hugged them, and when they walked on, the other guy took his gun out and shot at them. That man been doing it before because the way he walked away so smoothly with no remorse, not even a hesitation, he's done it before. And then you wonder why so many folks are afraid to go into the hoods, into these crazy areas, because that's where most of these serial killers are located at. And don't get it twisted. You know, a serial killer could be white, black, they could be Latino. It don't even matter. They could. The killer is a killer. Somebody who's evil is evil. You got good and evil. But when it comes to all this gunplay out here, how many funerals of babies that are in the ages 14, 15, 13, or an innocent bystander that got popped because of this dude listening to this type of trash? This music was meant for you to turn your back on God. It is meant for you to promote the devil and kill as many people as you can to drag them right along to hell. It ain't no way you can go into a club and you think you're gonna go up in there just to relax, and then somebody want to show out and shoot the whole daggone place up, and you can't even find the shooter. You can't even find the shooter. It is the deaths and the blood has been screaming all over the place. But the mere fact that this man set up to see, and I said this before, the Bible says that if you live by the sword, you will die by the sword. So if you live by your gun, you are going to die by your gun. And it also tells you in Proverbs not to seek counsel with wicked men who say we're going to
put all of our stuff in the same pot and we all gonna eat. We all gonna do that. That's what these dudes doing. These dudes they love some the love that they have for one another is a hatred love. It's not a love. It's a hatred love. That's why do you think God is giving men a woman to love? Anytime a man is talking about, I'll take my life for this dude right here. This dude looked out for me. He takes care of me. It's wicked. It's wicked. So now the man dead, and all y'all can say, man, he was something. Another one went down. Biggie went down the drain. Tupac, we still everybody keep glorifying Tupac. He's dead, man. That dude got shot multiple times. And in his lyrics, a lot of his lyrics wasn't good. Point blank. He promoted hatred and he promoted, West Side motherfucker. Like, come on now. I was young when he got killed. I think I was in the seventh grade when Tupac got killed. And when he got shot, I'll never forget. I was looking at the old box TVs that we used to have back in the day. And I'll never forget what I said when he got shot. I said, yeah, that serves his butt right. He always doing something bad. That's why. But I had no idea the concept of, you can actually die from getting shot. And when they said Tupac didn't pull through, every school, elementary, high school, everybody was in shock. But why would we be shocked by a man who lived by the sword and he died by it? The beef he had against Biggie, the beef he had against Biggie Small. When I listened to Biggie back then, Biggie was more of a lyric. He was a lyricist. Like the dude, punchlines was on the ones. He was making hits, hits, hits. And Puff Daddy just as nasty as hell. And everybody talk about Puff Daddy and the girl who was dealing with him. She ready to sue him. But I'm like, you trifling too, boo, because you was old enough to know better. You knew the man was taking it in a behind. You knew the man was a sodomite. You knew the man was sleeping around men, but you didn't care because it's all about the money. That's why the Bible says that the love of money is the root of all evil. Because you couldn't pay me no amount of money to sleep with a man that been banging other men. I'll say it again. You couldn't pay me no amount of money to sleep with a man who's been banging other men. We don't even want to go in of the STDs that's on Mount High, and we talking about in kids as young as 13, 14 on up dealing with HIV, AIDS, and syphilis and gonorrhea and all types of craziness under the sun. It's a cesspool. But the mere fact that you sit up here and it's witchcraft, it's warlockism, it's demonic when you got a bunch of goons that get together and all you do is just promote death. They in there looking like demons, and now they dealing with psychosis issues and schizophrenia and bipolar. Now that's called demon possession, baby. What is it? Professor Griff was everything he said was so true about booty being the new cleavage. Because when chicks started doing the BBLs, why y'all started to do the BBL? Because your man was doing something to another man. And he didn't care too much for the breast no more. And that's why you had to pump that high parts up. It's disgusting. It's nasty. And I'm so grateful that God never allowed me to get into that industry. Because we went from having a good time, it's Friday night and I'm feeling all night. You know what I'm saying? This is how we do. Back in the day, I remember that when I was like in elementary school. We used to have a good house party where, everything was cool until what came along. Puff Daddy helped Bad Boy and all of them. He helped usher in this demonic stuff. And look what you have birthed. It is a demonic being. And if you think it's going to get better after that, oh no, baby. You see these chicks running around here with nothing on while they on stage. I can already see them actually promoting pornography on stage while rapping. That's how disgusting it is. I wouldn't give my money to none of these fools. I wouldn't have any of my children listen. Well, my daughter, she's definitely not listening to none of that. None of it. These dudes, anybody that's around it, listen to it about that life, they're not going to live. They're not going to be able to live they're not going to see 30. And the crazy part about of it, One of the girls was like, somebody said you was like 32. What? Who said I was 32? Well, some of y'all not even living up to that age because y'all so sickly. The doctor, you know what the doctor told you. Y'all so sickly. Y'all not taking care of yourself. You'll spend $30,000 for a chain, but you won't even go get a root canal. When I saw that, I was like, I don't even want to see no more. I don't want to know no more. I don't want to see, I don't want to see any of that. And I'm gonna tell you something. When I was looking at that Von King of him rapping, I was like, that boy could have did so much with his life. His lyrics was like the way his punchlines was on and his lyrics was on. He could have did so much with that. He could have turned that talent into something good and fruitful. But instead, the devil used him in the wrong way, and he got played, and now he's dead, and there's no going back to it. And everybody else that supported it and was there and blah blah, y'all helped the man die too. When you support nastiness like that, you helped it, you ushered it, you know. And then 50 cents and all them other dudes is old. They just trying to make money off y'all backs, and they see how racket y'all are, and they just looking like, man, we would have never did this. But y'all don't understand. What comes out next is going to be even more horrible. They already don't even give a daggone. And like these dudes, the way they sitting out here and the way they spraying, man, they should have been drafted into the military a long time ago. They should have been drafted overseas a long time ago. So you like to shoot, huh? Get him on the list. Where y'all think y'all going? Where you think you going? Y'all bringing me down? Y'all gonna send me down such and such so I can do a couple of years and lay down? No, you're going overseas, sir. You're going overseas. You're not fit to be an American. You like to kill, so we're gonna send you overseas. I got rights, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it's too comfortable. Jail has gotten too comfortable. They in that thing showing you how to make ghetto noodles and ghetto candies and sweets and doing push-ups and stuff with their mans in them, and they got sweethearts and stuff like that. It's too nice. And yet and still the mortician over here trying to figure out how he gonna fill up the holes that was left in this boy's head. So his mama can at least see a little bit of decency of him before he got. I don't think I've ever been so disgusted with Puff Daddy, with all the big labels, and all of them want to talk about, yeah, we the big ones. Shut up. Because if you don't repent of your sins, you gonna burn in hell, sir. You've done nothing for the community. Nothing. As a matter of fact, you know, I don't even remember the last black activist. Mr. White been up there basically going in on folks and telling them how it is. But he's just telling you how it is. There got to be a solution to it. What's the solution? That music should not ever be played. It should not even be allowed on social media. It shouldn't be allowed to be played in clubs. It shouldn't be allowed at all. Because if you looked at the statistics and you said there's something, if you looked at the statistics and you say there is something, why does my arms look like this? There is something there's something that has happened in the last 8 years that has driven the crime rate, especially in black communities, through the roof. Let's see, what is it that we did that we changed? It's the music. It is social media. It is the industry that promotes demonic things on our youth, and they get inside of your mind. Now y'all know I got a bottle of water that says I am that. Speak, drink, think positive. You become what you think about. So if you think about greatness and good things, if you listen to stuff that strengthens your spirit, if you listen to things that make you smart, or you listen to things that are just so delightful and peaceful, it does something to your spirit. But when you listen to demonic things and you hang around demonic people, you will become a demonic person. They use the music to weaponize the folks in this country. And I can't even just say black boys, but majority of them, it is them, but it's also white kids too. It's also Latino, all other kids that's going along with this. The airways don't care. Travis Scott, when he did that concert, them kids will tell you as soon as this song came on, it felt like their souls was being drained from them. And this dude didn't get locked up for them deaths. Matter of fact, it seemed like he leveled up. That's how demonic it is. See, the devil be like, I look, if you do this for me, I'll do this for you. If you up for me and write nothing but murder music, I'll be a speaking voice for you to make sure that your lines are so demonic that every kid will want to listen to it. And in exchange for that, I give you some millions. And they be like, what? And you sold your soul for it. But the whole time, what you didn't know is that the devil was like, yeah, and as soon as you agree to this, I ain't even gonna give you 2 years to live because you giving me permission. You giving me permission to be dominion over your life. So your angels have stepped back because you allowed the demons to step in, and now you ain't gonna live, and now you in hell. That's the worst mother's cry to know that her son in hell, and you ain't gonna be able to save him from hell. So, in a nutshell, and I've said this before, art music is demonic. You gotta be very careful what you listen to. I don't want to listen to anything about some shooting. Because I don't know anybody around me that's in the military right now. The men I knew that were in the military, my father, he passed, my grandfather, he passed. They were in military. Okay? They were trained to protect. But see, these dudes right here, y'all not protecting nothing. The only thing y'all trying to protect is the loot. It's like pirates. You know? It's like pirates. You going at y'all got the greedy eye for one another. You hate your man. You see how he's shining and looking good, you hate him. And the greediness for a man to think. I mean, you gotta understand the levels of greediness of these dudes is that they hate. Do I need to go pick my baby up? Hold on, real quick, y'all. No, my mom already went. The levels of these dudes, how they be hating each other, and some of them be so greedy that they're willing to do the most despicable things to be so close to this dude, including sleeping with him. To have that over his head. That's how disgusting it is. It is a disgrace. But that's why it's a disgrace. That's why your children, your daughters shouldn't be around any of it, and they should know. They should know better. The words, your life and death is in the power of the tongue. If you speak life into your life, then guess what? You bringing forth life, and you eating good fruit from it. But if you speak death upon you, that's exactly what happened. A lot of these rappers speak death. And then, like the dude said at his funeral, don't let them goons touch my coffin, or woo woo woo. You thought it was cute because you thought when you died, you were going to be going nowhere. You thought you were going to, now you in hell. You in hell is so sickening and sad at the same time. But what's really trifling and sad, what's really trifling and sad is the comments. How people be like, man, he was a real G. He was a real hero. What hero was he? He took out like 8 other people's sons. He was a real dude. What did he do? Was he there for his children? Did he put his children in a better place? Did he help the community? He was real though. Real like what? Real like what? I had a dream about the wickedness of murders last night and how the no snitch spirit is of Satan. Exactly. Matter of fact, if you had that dream yesterday, when I was looking at this. One of the guys, young guy in his 20s, he went to jail for 28 years for not snitching. And this dude went back and wrote a song about he him not snitching, him snitching. And he told it all in the song. And the same one he didn't snitch on, now the dude dead. Man, that's what I say. Like, I learned a long time ago when I was hanging around a group of girls and all they wanted to do was fight and wreck wherever we went. I was like, that's not me. I got away from them real quick. I got away. A man is a man on his own 2 feet, and he rules his own household. You don't need a whole tribe of dudes so you can run up on somebody and kill them. You feel comfortable when you around a group of thieves because you won, and then you in a coffin. And they, you know what they did? They mocked that dude and put his corpse up on there. It wasn't just him, XXX or whatever like that, him too. So many guys. And the mamas, what is the mama saying? The mamas are the ones that gotta be grieving and they birth these dudes just for another man to come and then another man of color on that to come and take their lives away. We talk about Black Lives Matter, but we can't seem to find these serial killers that have been going around here murking our children, but they go back and they write a hot 16 and make a hook out of the son you birthed, out of his death. Okay, I've been there before. My mama's only son. He wasn't in that gunplay. Wasn't even about that. He got killed. My best friend, my old best friend, her brother got killed. Everybody was getting killed this one summer. Like everywhere you went, people were just getting popped. And that dude, he went to jail. Probably got a couple of years and came out like it ain't nothing. Like it ain't nothing. They in there and they're relaxing. They don't care as long as somebody feeding them. And that's why they come home and I be telling these chicks, don't be having no deadbeat dude lay up in your house, in your home, and he ain't doing nothing but impregnating you. They treating their man more. It's just disgusting. I had to calm down about that because when I saw how messy it was, and this is the crazy thing too. Nobody, not even the producer, nobody in the industry would say, "No, don't put that music out." And I would say, "Listen, continue, and it's going to get worse." Right, glorifying Satan rules. It's bad, y'all. When I tell you it was bad, I said, wait. He shot him and he went back and wrote the lyrics about it. In the lyrics, because I don't know if y'all remember, I don't know if it was somebody in Florida, but they were using their lyrics, and that's the way they were able to indict or convict it because of what was in the lyrics of the song. A lot of music, majority of music has truth to it because you went through it. These dudes thinking they're powered up, and I'm gonna tell you something too. I don't understand why everybody on Drake. I believe Drake is into men. He's a man. He's a made up figure. He was always on Grassy, and I think he was supposed to be a gay boy on Grassy when he was on that, that whatever. I don't know if it was Disney, but Drake was always made up. He was, you know what I'm saying? And then you had DMX, but DMX too, he would sit up here and rap about shooting up everybody at a freaking picnic, a whole family. I remember one of his lines. Now, what type of get together? Yeah, when everyone get hit together. What? And if your daughter's 14, I'm a raper. That was DMX. And then after the lyrics, he'd be like, God, I want to ask you to come in my life. You know, then he got a big prayer. Then DMX got to get after he done put those words out there. How far would you go for $50 million? If somebody told you, you know, in this industry, you know, you got to do some things to get to the next level in this industry. I remember somebody telling me that, you know, you're gonna have to get to the next. You know, you're gonna have to do a couple of things to get in this industry. And I was like, I ain't doing a daggone thing. I write my own lyrics. I'm not doing nothing. And I'm glad God took me away from that because He was like, no, you belong to me, Mona. Everybody has choices in life, and when you see the same old patterns with the same old men that get popped up the same times, and they have the same deaths, the same outcome, and then they just yesterday's news. People don't even, because of social media and everything going so quick, they don't even remember you. Who was that? Who? Oh, yeah, yeah, I remember. And you look back at it, what was all for? Was chasing after the win. You was chasing after the dollar. You wanted to gain everything, and you lost your own soul. You said my brother was killed too. My best friend, I miss him. Somebody killed by nobody. I'm sorry the loss of your brother's well, Mona. Thank you. I'm sorry for your loss. And I told my mother that, and a lot of people don't believe that. That you ask the average black person in America, do you know of a family member or of a family member or somebody that knows somebody that got shot and killed? And we all know majority of the time it wasn't by the police. Now I did have a cousin that got tased by the police, and he died, and he was wet. Crazy part about it, him and my brother was born on the same day. They was a year apart. He was actually the par barrel for my brother, and then right a year later he died. Them guns ain't no joke, man. Them guns ain't no joke. You thinking like and I'm the stuff I've been seeing on video, YouTube just let these guys have these guns in their hands, smiling like crazy ninnies out there with grills looking like freaking something. They glorify. You know who they glorify? They glorify. What's that clown off of Batman? What's that clown? The Joker. They glorify that in the Suicide Squad. They glorify it. They think that's the beautiful thing. No, baby, you're on the wrong side of the team. You don't know that the good guys always win. They do. They glorify that bad boy stuff. That's why these folks been walking around here with tattoos all on them. Because they gotta have that dirt, ugly, bad image. I'm gonna say this is like tell your children. Don't let your children listen to it, and don't even support it. Don't even support it because when you don't listen to that music ain't it's not going to hit the airway, and that means that could potentially it can save a life. You know, that's all I got to pretty much say about that. Thank you for listening to me vent about it. I decided I ain't even gonna do it. I'm gonna leave it alone. believe what you crazy because today I was riding around doing my rounds, and I could have sworn I saw somewhere in the DC area they talk about Cap City or something like that. Talk about in Washington D.C. And today I was trying to get over in the light, and they wouldn't let me get over. And then one car started beeping the horn at me, and I said, "Fine, you can go." And when I let them go, there was a line, and then I looked over, it was one of them little. It looked like one of police cars. That one of them, them young boys. They like to paint it and everything, and with the big rims on it, and it said Cal City on it, DC Cap City, and it was a long line, and I realized everybody got their blinkers on, so you know where they were on their way to the graveyard, to the freaking graveyard. Somebody died. That was a funeral line. To those a funeral. I thank God. I don't want to hear nobody talk about you. You 41. You 35. Yes, I want all my years because some of y'all not living up to be 25 and 35 and 45. Y'all never be able to see your grandchildren, and your grandchildren may not even be able to see their grandchildren because of the things that you left behind. I'm grateful to be the age that I am right now because them youngins they done had a whole bunch of money in their hands and it's gone. They're gone too, and that is just a waste of life. And they were used, and the whole time everybody who supported them helped them usher in their fatal horrible death. So I'm gonna continue on praying for our communities, and I'm just gonna pray that God shut it all down with this stuff hitting the airways, because this is the reason why crime rate is so high. Is because now they are openly promoting gangs. I remember when Menace to Society came out, that was a movie. Okay? That was a movie. Boys in the Hood, that was a movie. Some of the stuff was going on in Compton, and they were getting killed back then. Nothing new was under the sun. But the difference now is they glorify this stuff. And this stuff, you can't go around and try to look and buy a CD or a tape cassette and play it. You got to know somebody that knows somebody to get their hands on what they had back then. But nowadays, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's just like it's literally like the devil is trying to bring that music into your household, into your child's ear, and they wonder why these kids are dying. These young girls, that one young girl, she on social media is talking about somebody gave her herpes. She's 28 years old, crying, talking about my parents gonna be so upset. Girl, no discretion whatsoever. Nobody told you what the consequences of sin. And then when I try to speak up, oh, be quiet, auntie. You old, you don't know nothing. But then you look at them and be like, Dad, what happened to them? They dead. Dead. Dead? How did they die? Girl, she was in the car with her boyfriend. You couldn't tell her nothing, and a bunch of dudes ran up and shot the whole car up. When men get to the point they don't care that you're a woman anymore, you know we living in the last days. They could care less. You know we living in the last days. Cause even back then, old gangsters would be like, "Get out the car and run," and at least let the lady go. But this is horrible. Yep, we all knew the wicked no snitch. So that means that same killer, like I was telling you, you said something else to think about. We all knew of someone whose killer was never arrested because of the wicked no snitch stupidity. And think about it like this: that killer is a serial killer, because he could have killed your brother, and the same one killed my brother, but he never got caught, and he went down to kill somebody else's son and somebody else's brother. These dudes be having like 30 bodies, and we be thinking like they're supposed to be looking like Jeffrey Dahmer out here. These dudes be money hungry with the death, and they don't sleep unless they go out here and do something. The Bible talks about these dudes. That's why when everybody was talking about that Black Lives Matter, it don't matter when it don't matter within our own communities when he just went down and killed her and no justice whatsoever. You gave him 5 years. You gave him 5 years. You gave him 10 years. So you know he did half of that. But let him go down there and start selling coke or crack, and that's Uncle Sam's money. Oh, he getting 60 to 100. No probation. But if you go down there and kill another black person, to them, so what? It's a statistic. Let the dude go in there because he made us a lot of money on the streets. Because when we pulled him over, we took all that money off of him, and guess what? We got it. So we're gonna let him be stupid like we don't see what he's doing. You really think that some of these top government officials don't know what the frick you doing? Ain't it amazing how they can find out that you spent over $50 on your taxes and say you owe us, but you can't seem to find who killed this boy up the street. You can trace everything back, but you can't seem to find who did that. That's because it doesn't matter to them. They don't have to do this thing with they don't have to do the killing anymore. They don't have to exterminate anymore because you're doing it for them. All they're going to do is have you create this demonic music because they know that the music has witchcraft and demonic stuff, and they know because they put it in there. They make sure it's in there so it can move the masses, so they can cause destruction, and so they can come up in and do everything. But see, remember when we had that America's sweetest father, American favorite father, Bill Cosby, when we had a doctor, a lawyer, and we had all the children going to college or school, doing great things in their communities, honoring their mother and their father. They didn't want you to see that. So they pulled the plug on that. And instead they started to give us Housewives of Atlanta. And then they started to give us all of these women and men getting drunk and doing the most craziest things on screen that have us clutching our pearls, wanting more drama. It's purposely done. And I'm gonna tell you, locking up Bill Cosby, they really wanted to know to see how many people gonna get up and march. When a generation forgets those marches that you know our grandparents did with Martin Luther King and how they fought to get the educations that they did. They fought to to learn how to read and write. And now we come with these yuck mouth dudes don't even know how to speak English. And then it's like, I saw yours every day, yes, let me, you know, everything. What the hell did you just say? What did you just say, sir? Y'all so ignorant you can't even read the Constitution, and the Constitution was written in cursive. Because if you don't know your past, it can repeat itself. So that was purposely done. I just pray that people will wake up and don't be a part of it at all, because that stuff is evil, evil. Thank you for listening, and you like the only person on here. Like I said, you two like to censor my videos. But you have a blessed day, and we're going to continue on praying for our families and asking God to cover the children, to remove this demonic. That need to be removed. It needs to be removed. Anyway, have a blessed day.